Episode 2, Night 2 of the Continental, titled Loyalty to the Master, is 80 minutes long. These episodes are really long. First episode was about an hour and a half. This is close to an hour and 19, hour and 20. Now, after Frankie's death in the first episode, we see that Winston is putting his team together to go after Cormac. Yes, Mel Gibson's character, who is the owner of the Continental right now in the 1970s. Cormac is told by the adjudicator that he has 3 days to find Winston and his friends, or else the High Table will intervene and take everything he has. So the High Table, once again, is mentioned in the John Wick universe, especially in this series. We just don't know who the High Table is still. Is it an actual, like, King Arthur table where people are around it and they're doing things, or is it just one person who's named the High Table? The interesting aspect is that this is a 3-part event, so there's one episode left, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Not only that, they kind of use the time frame and figure out how Cormac can do certain things. Mel Gibson as Cormac is really, really interesting, really a vile villain, and it shows as to what he does as a character in this episode. I don't want to give anything too much away, but it's uneasy, unnerving, and just awkward to watch. Now, we have the aspect of Sharon, who is the kind of right hand to Cormac. We see how he sides with Winston after what Cormac does to Sharon, or who Sharon likes. And it's interesting because it's just the trustworthiness that happens, how everything plays out, and the aspect of how Winston realizes that Charon is the quickest way to get to Cormac. Then Winston starts, kind of brainstorming certain things to see what's going to happen. The aspect of how everything is and what's going to happen is different. There are scenes that are really, really a slow burn, drawn out, but it's the writing, it's the dialogue, it's the delivery that really makes this episode really epic and better, in my opinion, than the first episode. We do get a little bit of backstory with Frankie as well, and how, his time with Cormac and how he met his wife and everything. But then we go to Winston, and it's just that how Winston and Frankie were little, and the whole aspect to the beginning of the first episode where we see their little boys, they get arrested for doing something. We find out what happens that with their history. It's all delved out and fleshed out in a way where it's really fun. This is not your normal 3-part event. I mean, who would think that this would be a 3-part event? I wouldn't be surprised if the third one, Night 3, is just filled with 100% in-your-face action, no stopping, nothing, because that's what the John Wick universe is. It's action, it's in your face, and it's fun. This was a good episode. In my opinion, it was better than the first episode, Night 1, because that was just establishing characters, who it is, what did Winston do when he was younger, how certain things happen, and then how does he gain control of the Continental? How does Winston and Charon really have that friendship so many years later, all through this and through the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even into the 4 John Wick films? It's definitely going to be explained, and this is absolutely amazing. I loved it. This was dialogue driven, well written, and I can't recommend enough how amazing Mel Gibson is in this show. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 2, Night 2 of the Continental. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the aspect of the story? Where do you see things going? Do you think that this should be longer than a 3-part event? And, do you think that this is a good way to kind of introduce certain characters in the John Wick universe? Or do you think that they should have focused on someone else? And do you like Mel Gibson's character of Cormac? How do you think Winston is as a young guy in this? And are you excited to see what's going to happen next? Let me know in the comment section below about all of the questions I just asked. And be sure you click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I will see you all in the next review video, and be sure you tune in next week for my season finale, Night 3, Episode 3 review of The Continental.